Hey everyone, I'm Michael Majors,
And I'm Ross Merriam.
and you're watching the Versus series on StarCityGames.com. All right, we're here for our match of four-color rally versus blue-red Prowess. What do you think's going to happen, Ross?
I think I can't lose because I'm finally playing Jace, and I'm drawing cards.
You pretty excited?
Yeah, I mean, I got to watch you do it the last 2 weeks, and it looks pretty great. So I figured I would do it myself, and I get to be aggressive at the same time. It's like the best of both worlds.
Just took you 2 whole sets to figure out that Jace is great.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was unplayable when it was initially released.
Man.
My mistake. Then thought it was great, but I just didn't like playing like grindy Jeskai decks. Like,
Sure.
this is not my style. Got to beat down somehow. So.
Yeah, well, now you got this little aggressive blue-red Prowess deck. We'll see if it serves you well.
You're
but
kind of a beat down Jace deck too, so
something like that.
non-traditional Jace decks. We'll
Sure.
say.
All right, the usual.
Yeah. Poker hand.
Yep. I have a pair of ones.
I have 6 high.
Nice.
The
All right, I'll play
actual
first. All right, here with our opening 7 for the first game. Got all our mana, got some birds. I'm good to go.
All our mana, got some creatures, got some spells. Good mix.
All right. So I do want to lead on this land, Sunken Hollow, and pass the turn because ideally we're going to get our last color with this.
That's not a bad draw because it'll help us maintain the aggression. I'm going to start with the obvious. Fetch for Mountain, Swift Spear, Bash for 1.
All right, 19 all.
You can go. Games where this deck starts on Swift Spear are a lot different than any other game, so hopefully I can draw a lot of them.
All right, well, drew Jace, so we'll play Jace. Your turn.
That's a good one. Lucky.
Hopefully it doesn't
it's a
get
forest too.
impulsed fiery lead. Fire lead? It's not a word. Ross is going to make fun of me for it.
Fiery impulse.
Yes. Fired on. Burned.
That was not a great draw, but still got
Do we
stuff
get
to
done tap?
Oh yeah, you're going to untap with Jace.
Woo! Okay.
Bash.
I'll block. 18.
Got to show him we mean business with this attack, by the way. That's a psychological thing.
I respect it. Okay. So, since we have this, I think I just want to use all my mana this turn. We have this to get green mana next turn if we hit like a company or whatever. And since this is also available to block the Swift Spear, I think we can just go ahead and loot in our main phase. And I can pretty comfortably discard this Evolving Wilds now.
Sounds like a Haruspex.
Play a Swamp and get that out of here.
Jesus. This card is too good.
It's too good. Your turn.
Ugh. Okay, something good. That was also not good.
Not good?
So, normally I would want to fetch before cantripping just to thin my deck a little bit, given that there is no other consideration to keeping that fetch land around, but because we have this already in our hand, in case we draw a blue spell, I'm going to cantrip first. No blocking for you. Slipped
That is unfortunate.
Prowess trigger.
Yep. You didn't forget.
Okay, well, that was a okay draw.
Sure.
And I will attack.
So I'll take 2. I'm at 16.
You can go. Don't think the bluff Titan strength is worth it there.
Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
He's sort of incentivized to block and trade with my cards anyway.
Oh, man. All right, I'm just going to pass the turn.
Ugh. Upkeep, I'm going to crack this. 18-16?
Yep. Clearly, there's just nothing going on over here. Nothing suspicious.
He just must have all hands.
Just must have all lands.
It's an all creature deck. He didn't play a creature.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
That's the only explanation.
Probably should have mulliganed.
Yeah. Just kept 6 lands Reflector Mage and ripped Jace. So lucky.
Just the luckiest.
I don't know if Reflector Mage is that good. I'll draw for turn. Jesus Christ.
Music to my ears.
Not drawn particularly well this game.
Boo hoo.
Given the uncertainty that his obvious collected company
It's not obvious at all.
gives my attack,
I'm just gonna go ahead and fetch this. You just keep doing what you do.
I will respond by Vandillion clicking you. You're at 15 after the fetch.
Yep.
So I have two options. I can cast either of them, and I think I just want to cast the one that uses my mana best. So I'm gonna crack fetch, go to 17.
Yep.
I will.
Cut if you'd like.
I will. Just let me find my thing. I'm gonna find the other basic island. I'm going to cast a treasure cruise.
Treasure Cruise. Since Ross has already played his land, no reason for me to respond. So that will resolve.
Well, I have seen better treasure cruises, and our attacks are not particularly good, so I will pass the turn.
Alright. Collected company. Ooh, might just be one. Oh, it's just one. Alright.
Got him.
I'll show you the bag.
I will select this monastery swift.
I'm shocked. And oh, actually, I should respond with the trigger. Yep. All right.
Yep.
Sorry. Yep. Okay. So I can get a free loot out of Jace here, so I should respond to my Fleshback Marauder trigger. And
It's all about the little things for this collected
it is
deck.
in fact all about the little things. And I will discard. So I think I'm definitely just going to be flashing back my collected company with Jace on the following turn. So I think it's probably better just to keep this card in my hand for now, so I'll do that. Get bagged, draw a card. Not a bad draw. Go ahead and lead on this loot. Already have 2 black sources of mana. I would kind of like to have access to a second blue, so I'll go ahead and discard the swamp, transform Jace. Let's see. Now I have the option of playing 2 spells and just ticking up with Jace, which is certainly appealing because we have a lot of action in our hand that we can go ahead and deploy, and odds are Ross is going to be forced to take some action, get on the board, and then once he taps out again, we can play our collected company or reassess after we've drawn a few cards. So I think given all that, I'd rather just take the reliable route, get 2 creatures into play, and tick up my Jace. So
14 after the
I'll
fetch.
go to 14. Fetch a Prairie Stream.
This game's not gone particularly well. You had the Jace Reflector Mage Company curve, which is very good. But all hope is not lost.
Go ahead and play both my creatures. Tick up on the Swift Spear, and now I have to decide whether I want to attack with the Reflector Mage or not. Potential to get punished a little bit if Ross has a big burst of spells and like an additional Swift Spear, for example. And since things are looking pretty good, I think it's probably just better to err on the side of caution. So I'm just going to pass the turn.
Okay, something good. That sort of counts.
No,
So that's not bad.
don't do it.
So we're going to need a 3rd red source in play for this turn.
Getting kiki
I'll
jikied.
play Monastery Swift Spear,
All right.
a Storm Chaser Mage,
Not getting too punished.
and I will roast Grim Haruspex with
Okay.
3 prowess triggers. And then I will send some creatures at Jace.
Well, the Swift Spear is a...
They're all 2/3s.
the one got minus.
Oh.
Yes, you don't want to send that one.
Sure.
Seeing how Swift Spear is a 2/3, we'll just go ahead and take our double block.
I'll kill Palace Familiar.
And I will draw a card off of my bird.
Yeah. You've already drawn a card of 4 Elvish Visionary.
That's technically true.
Well, that trade is not great for us. We need to apply some pressure to that Jace, and getting the flyer off the board is valuable as well, so pass the turn.
Ooh. Sweet draw. So again, we have the option of double spelling from our hand and just ticking up our Jace. Alternatively, we can now just go ahead and flashback the company. And I think we just probably want to go ahead and take this opportunity. Getting on the board here is okay. We would just essentially trade this for the Swift Spear and be kind of staring down this flyer. So I think it's just better to go ahead and play this Collected Company.
And brick. 6 times.
Not bricking.
Probably getting Reflector Maged again. Okay, I can
Could be worse.
work with that.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah, could be better, could be worse. That's the definition of average.
Yeah, that's usually how that works. Again, we are offered the chance to attack with our Reflector Mage against his Swift Spear. Since Ross has already gone through 3 Swift Spears, odds are we're not going to get hit by something like that. There's definitely a chance our Liliana gets removed this turn. Also, our Jace is just likely to die to the Storm Chaser Mage. So I think we're okay attacking this turn.
Take 2, go to 15.
Your turn.
3 cards in it.
Yes.
This draw step is going to have to be good. That does not count. His hand is going to have to be pretty bad
Jace
for us to win
down.
this game, but we will fight on. Play a Wandering Fumarole and pass the turn.
Oh my. Okay. Alright, I think we just want to lead on her. That way we can have the opportunity to flip Liliana whenever we desire. And once that is a reality, we can kind of reassess. So I'm going to play the Eternal Pilgrim.
Yep.
Alright, and now that she is in play, we can go ahead and send our Liliana and try to get some free points of damage in.
I will take 4.
Okay, so you'll go to 11 and I'll go to 16.
Yep.
Alright, and now can kind of decide whether we want to go ahead and flip Liliana on our main phase or just sit tight. I think given the fact that we have, let's see. So of course, first of all, we have to sacrifice something. And then we'll have likely a Liliana with 1 loyalty in play after we return a Palace Familiar. And then she is potentially fairly vulnerable to that Storm Chaser Mage. However, Ross did not play a removal spell last turn, so kind of makes me think he has basically nothing. So it's tough to say what we want to do. Also, just the absolute safest play is just kind of sit on our creatures in play and have access to the sacrifice ability if we need to gain some life in a pinch in case Ross tries to like combo us next turn. And because, I mean, we're really kind of just like dominating the battlefield at this point, so I think I can just play the Cutthroat and pass the turn.
Okay, once again, we need a very good draw, or sequence of draws. That feels like it's going to be too late, but we shall see. I'll play a Sunken Hollow.
Okay.
I'll attack for 1.
No blocks.
You go to 15.
15.
I will play Jace.
Okay.
You can go.
And now I think I want to go ahead and take the opportunity to use my mana and flip Liliana. So I'm going to sacrifice Reflector Mage to Eiley, trigger Liliana, and 2 triggers off Cutthroats. So I'll go to 20, and you'll go to 9.
Yep. Liliana triggers.
So she'll go to 3 loyalty. I will get a Sam Black token. I'll take my turn.
How apropos.
Ooh,
The Samuel Black
a
tip.
very powerful draw.
Comes into play next to 2 Zulapar Cutthroats and a sacrifice effect. He would be proud.
Life total's 20 to 9. I think we can just go ahead and lead on this Fleshbag Marauder from hand.
Yep.
Okay, I'll sacrifice Fleshbag Marauder to itself. 2 triggers of Cutthroats.
7 to 22.
22 to 7. And now I can go ahead and put a Reflector Mage or Fleshbag Marauder into play with the Liliana if I so desire. And that kind of forces the action on Ross to do something. So I think that's a safe play. That way if Ross wants to like animate his Wandering Fumarole and block Eiley, he takes 4 and then 2 sacrifice triggers would kill him. So I think we're just going to go ahead and force Ross to do something. So I'm going to target this Reflector Mage.
That's... What are you targeting?
Okay, target Jace. Combat?
Yep. I'm dead.
Okay.